Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be answering the age-old question, is it problematic to have body goals? In order to examine the question further, we must apply comb to mustache.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the term body goals is really flipping problematic.
Is it? No matter what?
The ever popular hashtag body goals refers to somebody that has a body that you admire or desire. That rhymes. So why is that problematic? Because it puts bodies in some sort of hierarchy. Generally speaking, in Western culture, we have thin bodies at the top and those in larger bodies at the bottom of the hierarchy.
So in your theoretical hierarchy, thin people are at the top? All you have to do is be thin. You don't even have to be in good shape or anything. Just be not fat in your eyes. And then you're at the top. I could see why this would be problematic. You are dealing with a lot of internalized fat phobia.
Therefore, the term body goals, more often than not, is used when looking at thin bodies.
Okay, if it were looking at fat bodies, would it be okay then? Okay, so the term body goals is only problematic when we prioritize thin bodies or we consider them to be good. If we were to say that fat bodies are good, and those were the goals we were striving toward, would it cease to be problematic?
Therefore, promoting this idea that thin bodies are better bodies.
Well, I don't know about all that. I mean, if somebody has body goals, they're allowed to have a goal in whatever direction they would like, right? If your goal is to gain weight, then you might look at pictures of people that are larger for inspiration, you know? If you're training for the strongman competition, you're probably going to have pictures of strongmen on your walls, and they're not going to be all cut and ripped. They're going to be like bigger and like chubbier, but also strong. I mean, body goals could mean anything, man. Depends on what you're going for. Yeah, see, people can have all kinds of body goals, man. You could be going for a power lifter physique, a bodybuilder physique. There are a lot of different body goals that people can have, and they don't necessarily revolve around being thin. But apparently to you, all body goals are problematic because you must be trying to be thin, and God forbid. What if your body goals are to be all roided out like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Is that problematic still?
Add into the mix some very toxic diet culture, and we come up with this very fake and incorrect notion that if we all ate the same and if we all exercised the same, we'd all look the same.
That's not correct. And why do you always do this thing where you get all super close to the camera? Let's see, is she gonna say, what did she say in that other video? Like, eating clean is not a thing, or something like that, where she came at the camera all fast? Let's see what she says here.
Completely incorrect and false.
Completely incorrect and false. Yeah, she likes to do this thing where she gets all close to the camera at random intervals. She'll like make a point, and then to reiterate the point, she'll be all close. She'll be like, body goals are problematic, and there's no such thing as eating clean. And you're just like, all right, man, get out of my face. You caught me off guard, man. We were talking about like dieting and exercise and crap, and then all of a sudden you're all like, hold on, let me get a little closer. And I'm just like, get the hell off of me. And by the way, if everybody ate and exercised the same, you would look roughly the same. I mean, you're all different heights. So some of you are going to be lanky. Some of you are going to be buff. But either way, like if everybody exercised and ate the same, they would have similar results based on their height, weight, genetics. You're not going to have somebody who is morbidly obese and somebody who is thin that are both eating the same diet. It is true that some people who are very tall can get away with eating a lot more calories because they are tall, sure.
Example on here, you'll often see super shredded Sally say, oh, dude.
You'll see super shredded Sally? Dude, I know you're not about to talk mess right now about super shredded Sally. Dude, I will come for you. I love super shredded Sally, dude. You better watch it. You better watch it right now. What you really got to watch out for is really ripped Ricardo. That guy is a douche.
My 12-week shredded workout plan to get six-pack abs just like me.
All right, calm down, okay? Yes, we know that super shredded Sally, which is basically you, goes around trying to sell her ab routine when we all know that abs are made in the kitchen. You're over here trying to tell people that what you eat doesn't matter while you have abs and you clearly know that what you eat matters.
And if you've been here a while, you'll know that that is just absolute codswallop.
It is codswallop. Abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. If you would like to have abs, then it is important to have a proper and clean diet as well as a good ab routine. There's an old saying, abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. And it is very true. You need to be lean enough to see your abs. Of course, you have to have a good ab routine if you want to see the abs as well. If you would like an amazing ab routine that you can do at home, you should follow me on Instagram and check it out. Here's a link. All right, now, what are we learning about Buff Billy or Roided Out Ronnie?
Because if we all ate the same and if we all trained the same, we'd still all look very different, and that's okay.
That's not true. That is not true in the slightest. If you follow my diet and exercise routine, you will grow a mustache at least as good as this. Guaranteed.
No guarantees made, all rights reserved. No express warranties or liabilities.
But unfortunately, thanks to trending hashtags like body goals, we put certain bodies on a pedestal. We're all fed this notion.
I know. I hate when they put thin bodies like this one right here on a pedestal. That sucks for us overweight people like you and me, Laura, to not be put at the top of this pedestal. I could see why you would be very concerned since your body type is at the top of this hierarchy and you want to encourage people to not care about their physique for some weird reason.
That we can all look the same if we just work harder or without carbs or whatever other drivel diet culture comes out with.
Right, yeah, we can't all look exactly the same, but, you know, we could take a science-based approach to our physique based on how tall we are and the kind of genetics we're working with. So you do say that we are not all going to get the same results if we all do the same things. Of course, genetics exist, you're all different heights, you all have different backgrounds and stuff. Some of you have a mom who all of the fat went right to her hips or whatever, and you got that or whatever. Like, yeah, we all have different genetics, we all store fat differently and all this type of stuff, sure. But we all work within the same framework and within the same guidelines, right? Like, all we have to do is be like, all right, so you're this height, so let's adjust your workout and diet regime accordingly to suit you in this way. It doesn't mean that you're going to grow a mustache as good as mine just because you went and did some deadlifts, unless you deadlift heavy.
And then we're all on the diet culture hamster wheel trying to achieve this pinnacle thin body.
You are. You're on this hamster wheel? I know, man. You just keep cycling between having a perfect body and then still having a perfect body, but trying to convince overweight people that theirs is fine the way it is. That's funny as hell, man. That's really hilarious. If you're overweight and you go to a thin personal trainer and they tell you, dude, keep doing what you're doing, it's working out great, champ, you should take that as sarcasm. You should be like, hey, wait a minute. So if you think that being fat is so great, how come you're not?
And therefore seeing other body types as less than. Flipping problematic.
Okay. Having body goals doesn't mean that you think that other body types are less than. You're making a lot of assumptions here.
Thanks for coming to my TikTok. Okay, love you, bye.
So if I have body goals to put on an extra 20 pounds of muscle, that means that anybody with less than an extra 20 pounds of muscle is garbage to me, according to their logic, right? They're like, if you aspire to have this type of body, then you're saying that that's better than other types of bodies and XYZ. I don't know, you connected a lot of dots that shouldn't have been connected right there. You're like, if you want to be buff, then you hate anybody that's not buff. If you want to be thin, then you hate everybody that's not thin and you consider them to be less. That's quite the stretch, madam. Just like the stretches that you easily do every morning before you go partake in your weightlifting program that your overweight clients cannot do because they are not limber enough to stretch, thanks to your dietary advice. I like to occasionally look in on the charlatans. This is Laura Giesi. She sells products. She will tell you to go ahead and stay the size that you are while she remains thin and charge you money to do so. I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree. It is not problematic to have body goals. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.